What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. So, we got a brother right here in Namibia that I happened to run across, or he ran across me when I was on my live, and he came on the street. I thought he was about to attack me, though. Hey, brother, yo, I just saw you alive. I'm like, whoa, okay, all right. Brother, introduce yourself.
My name is Chill Dirt, and I'm from New Jersey, actually, Newark, New Jersey.
New Jersey. New Jersey.
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
I don't have an accent. Everybody else does.
Everybody else does. Man, you in Namibia, man, and it was a breath of fresh air to hear somebody come up and say, hey, man, yeah, I came out there from Babylon, man, and I'm here. And, man, what brings you here?
Well, I'm
to
here,
the continent.
To the continent.
Yeah.
I've been to the continent several times, but this is my coming up on the 4th month I'm actually here in Namibia.
Okay.
I came with a group called the AEF, that's African Economic Foundation.
Okay.
And we'll try to see if we can set something up. If you could interview the founder,
We'll see.
He'll explain that if we get the opportunity. But the plan for that is to do housing for people, because there's land here, and there's not a whole lot of housing here. So trying to get affordable housing for the natives here.
Nice. Wow. So you here doing business and all.
Yes.
So let me ask you this, because I know you've been to several countries. What countries have you been to?
I've been to Israel about 4 times.
I mean, in Africa.
Yeah.
Well, the Africa is Israel. I'm sorry.
Northeast Africa.
Exactly. I'm sorry. I see. I caught myself. Well, the reason why I said that, and then I caught myself, because Israel was created in 1948.
Right.
And I still have a thing about its location. Mm-hmm. That's it. But yes, you're right. It is in the continent of Africa. So
right.
Go ahead.
So we could call it Palestine.
Okay. Okay.
So I've been to Palestine.
Yeah.
Quote unquote Israel.
Yeah.
And, from there, I went to about 4 times to Egypt, which I love. Mm-hmm. Then in 2019, I was in Rwanda.
Okay.
And that was awesome trip. I love Rwanda too. Mm-hmm. And now I'm here.
Wow. Now you're here. So now being in Africa, I know that you've probably went back home each time and shared the message, the word. What is it that you tell people when it comes to trying to bring awareness or shed that light of Africa? What do you share with the people?
Well, I try to let everybody know that living is living no matter where you go. Mm-hmm. You may have, let's just say, hot water in the United States. You may have a warm floor to step on when you get, back to the United States.
In some places.
Right? Yeah. Well, I can
you need to go down to Mississippi Delta and down in the South, some of them small towns. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know some of the housing down there too.
Yeah.
So, and if you go to a place, let's just say, Palestine or Egypt or something like that, you may not necessarily have all that. Sometimes the water may be cold.
Yep.
Sometimes electricity may go out. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you're living. So a lot of us were taught in the United States to be, how can I say, to avoid Africa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we were taught there's grass huts and all this and all that. So I go and I show people the photos that I've taken and the video footage that I've actually taken.
Yeah.
And some of the tours that I may have gone on. I try to bring that education, especially to my own family, to let them know, why are you going to these European countries when you can come to where it all started with us, basically with everybody for the most part. So if I can show them and my pictures tell a story of where I've gone and things like that, hopefully they will feed off of that, and other people to want to be able to, take their interests and put it to Africa and give the money back here that you're going to be spending versus everything European. We've all been so brainwashed.
Yeah.
And to thinking that just because you have a lot of times, maybe a better house or something along those lines, that you're better. And in the United States, I'm like, no, but we're all family when you think about it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So bring your expertise here and bring yourself here and try to not tell the people what to do, but just work with them so that we can create a community here.
How is it here in Namibia? You've been here 4 months.
Yes.
And, I've been, asking questions around and all that right there. So I guess that, you're all talking about affordable housing and things like that for the people. But how is it for you? What do you see your experiences there here in Namibia?
Well, my experience is actually very great. Actually,
Okay.
I have fun. We rented a car. We've gone several different places. I've gone to Wonandangwa a couple of times. I've been to Swakopmund. Been to Oshikati, been to Okahanja, so many places.
Yeah.
Katatura, Gobabis, So I kind of know the place like the back of my hand. I don't really need like Google Maps or anything like that anymore. But I've been having a lot of fun. I met several people. I'm doing interviews and things along those lines. Putting together documentaries and things along those lines, and have other businesses that I'm doing here. All you have to do is just look around and see what's missing. That's your business.
There you go. Yeah.
So I've had a lot of fun here. It's been, just basically ups. You have some downs.
Of course, that's such as life.
You do, which is, people taking their time and things along those lines. As far as getting paperwork and things done, things that should take 7 days could take 2 months. So it's not a very easy process.
Yeah.
But for the most part, everybody's great. Everything
great.
is good here. Yeah, I like it.
Okay. All right. So I know I've experienced, the people here in the last couple of days are very friendly. Actually, I seem like I fit in anyway.
You fit in.
When I got the melanated skin, we got the melanin. So, but they speak English and all that. Right. So it's not really a barrier when it comes to language and all that there. So, but as far as, you're here, you're doing business, you're building relationships and stuff with the people. You talked about, as far as the time it takes to get things, finished and completed. Being here 4 months, is this a place that you see that people could from the Western world, from the African diaspora, come and live here, comfortably? And we know there are foreigners and Europeans that are from other countries that come here. How is that relationship when it comes to, because I know a lot of people watch my channel, we're coming from a tough situation, how it is. Coming from America and things like that. Is that system that is there does not exist here when it comes to, our people? In your experience, you've only been here 4 months, but you've talked to a lot of other people here locally.
Right. Now here, the system is different. It's not the same system here that you have. One of the reasons that I love it here is because you have more freedoms here. It's a lot more freedoms. Like, say, for instance, getting terminated from a job. You can't easily get terminated from a job here. Regardless of what it is that that you've done for the most part, there's a process in order for you to be able to get rid of someone. Now, I think, like I said, things are slow as far as movement is concerned. Like, the system in the U.S. is set up to whereas you have your malls will be open like Monday through Friday specific time. Saturday is the time, Sunday's the time. Here, places are closed on Sunday. You still have the European aspect of the church here. You also have the malls close at 2:00, which is very early on a Saturday. So if you take a look around, like now, there's nobody on the street. Everybody's gone. There's no holiday. It's not even COVID. It's just the fact that there's nobody here because a lot of people may go up north.
Go back to their town, their villages and stuff.
Exactly. So it's good, but the system is here. Like, say, for instance, another reason that I like it here is on the road. You don't have to worry about so much traffic. You also don't have to worry about the police stopping you, so much, depending on where you are. Maybe if you go to Katatura, they may bother you, and I've already heard stories about the cops out there. So, but technically, they don't really bother you. They don't bother you if you go like through a traffic light. But that's on you because there are car accidents that do occur here. So that system is different. Policing on the streets, you'll see police on the streets, but you don't really see them with these big guns and things like that, like you'll have in the States and things along those lines.
So, police and all that right there, that brings a sense of security. How is the security here? How is I know you have different countries out here that you've been to. I'm quite sure you can probably compare one to the other. We won't get into that, but living here in peace, how is it? I mean, how do you feel being here in this country? Because some countries may have, a lot of like maybe uprisings or, sometimes during political seasons and stuff, there might be some frictions and stuff. But how is it here that you found here in Namibia?
I think that it's probably one of the more peaceful countries that I've actually visited.
Okay.
I can say that being in Egypt was actually very peaceful too. But here they've had their independence for 30 years.
Yeah.
So
just an infancy stage.
Right.
Yeah.
And some of the interviews that I've actually done and speaking to some of the students, they've schooled me on a lot of things that actually take place, that's taking place here. Everybody loves the country because of the peace that's actually here.
Okay.
But see, it's kind of differs from my real perspective as far as being able to see things, because people who are so much at peace are never ready for war. So now you have the Chinese coming in, and they're purchasing up certain places and things along those lines. So people have such a peaceful mind that they don't realize that they're actually literally being taken over. So peace can only take you but so far. But if, say for instance, you have an enemy or somebody who has more of an interest than you do in your own place, what ends up happening is that you're blindsided when you actually see what the true intentions of those people actually are.
Yeah.
Which is actually what's taking place right here. It's very quiet because up in Rundu, I was actually looking for properties there. The Chinese are heavy in that area. Not only here, only there, but they're all different places here. And I'm talking about there are multi-billionaires now because of what they're actually doing here.
So more or less in the mining industries.
Not just the mining industries, the housing industries.
Okay.
They're building cities. They're building just settlements. These are things that they're actually doing.
For themselves or for the locals or what?
From my understanding, for what I'm seeing, is actually for them. But obviously, you can't just have them in one area. It's going to have to be, other people that can afford what it is that they purchased.
Right.
What they actually built to be able to purchase, those properties.
All right, then. Well, hey, there's been many topics out there about the Chinese coming into various countries and trying to take over, what have you. And you're just sharing with you what you've seen, what you've witnessed, and all that stuff right there. And hey, it's something that definitely governments need to take a look at. That's why I said, if you're watching governments, believe me, I know the strategic moves of what enemies do, and that's real. And it's colonialism is just not necessarily in one fashion of what you would think that, okay, people are dominated in this area. I mean, you can come in under the so-called umbrella of business and strategically place yourself in these places to where when you outnumber, now you got to deal with the enemy at hand. So, something governments need to take a look at.
It happened. It's happening because the Chinese lady who actually came here came in the guise of being a school teacher.
Oh yeah. It's either going to be volunteer, a church. It's going to be. It's typically those are the hidden. The hidden. What you call the. What did you call
the agendas?
The agendas, yeah, the agendas that come in, and you thinking that people coming to help you. Yeah,
and they not.
So let me ask you this last question, okay? Or let me give you the floor and sharing with brothers and sisters of which you think they should come visit the motherland, whether it's Namibia or the continent as a whole. Because I get emails all the time of people inquiring about Africa and where should they go or where should they start or is it worth really coming over to visit? What would you say to the people out there in diaspora about coming to the motherland?
Coming to the motherland is actually in your blood, because when you think about it, there wouldn't be any you if it wasn't for Mother Africa.
Facts.
You know, and Mother Africa provides for the whole entire world, literally.
Most definitely.
You would not be living comfortable in the United States or England or any of these other European countries and China and Asian countries if it wasn't for basically the pillaging of Mother Earth. What I feel, this is my own opinion, is that us being complected people, black people who are actually taken from Africa, put somewhere else, and those here on the continent of this country are supposed to be the stewards of the freaking earth. We're supposed to be regulating how much of this stuff is going out. We're supposed to be regulating that, but people are coming in. We're not thinking, we're thinking about a quick dollar, and dollar bills and things like that has no value. It's just currency. It's not money, really.
Nah.
Money is the gems of the earth, the rubies, the gold, the silver. Not only that, the money is us. When you really stop to think about it, because we were the commodity that they actually took out of here first, to be on that Wall Street and sold. So I think we should just think about what Europe is and how if we wanted to really crumble or crush these European nations, come back to Africa and watch what goes out, regulate what goes out. And this will be what Europe actually is now. Because everything is here. You got food, you got water, you got air. The stuff is clean here. It's beautiful, clean, easy living. It really is.
Which why they come down in droves.
Exactly.
Yes.
And why do they come down here? Because they can afford it.
Yeah.
Right now, the exchange rate from the United States here is, let's just say, about $13 or $14 to one US dollar.
Yeah.
So it's easier living here.
It is.
I pay $200 and something in rent just for the month.
For the month.
It's easy. So you'd be better off living here on the continent versus being over there, and come here to give back. Don't just come to live. Because these are things that we're missing. We're constantly missing these things.
Yeah.
We're over in the United States, and what are we taught to do? We taught to take, take, and take. But when you come over here, you should give back to the people, because we can live so well in the U.S., quote unquote, but your better living is actually here.
Hey, I couldn't say it better myself. How can people reach you, man, on the social medias you have?
Well, I have, you can go to CD Africa, CEEDEE Africa on Instagram. And the YouTube platform, I'm actually going to be putting up at some point in time. So I don't have a heavier presence there. It is Collie Durden Productions, but it has other things on there.
Okay.
So that's KAHLEE Durden, DURDEN Productions. So I'm going to revamp that channel and put my travels on there and the things that I see.
All righty. Okay. Well, hey, family, you heard it here. We got a brother right here just enjoying himself out in Namibia, and it could be you too. So this is your man, not your boy. This is your
man and not your boy.
Go black to Africa. All righty, family. Look at these dogs that just come walk up in here. What you want? All right.